Hello children, it's me again, Zip. Are you ready for another of our stories? Let's open the book to read Prison Praise. Yay! Paul sneezed. His nose was itching, but he couldn't scratch it. Silas sneezed. He peered at Paul through the gloom. It was dark, very dark. Paul and Silas were sitting on the floor of a prison. Their arms were chained to the wall, their feet were chained to the floor. Their backs were sore where they had been beaten.
I don't know how we ended up here. All you did was heal that slave girl.
Ah, but our owners can't make any money from her fortune telling now. Oh, they're very angry with me.
So we end up here, in this underground cell, in the dark, with no chance of getting out.
The chief jailer sneezed.
Achoo!
He rubbed his nose. He rubbed his arms. The night air was chilly as he stood outside the prison.
Well, I've checked the prisoners, I've counted them, I've checked the bolts on their chains, I've put the bars on the doors. There is no way any of these prisoners are getting out from here tonight.
He said goodnight to the other guards and went home, confident that he had carried out his orders. So Paul and Silas sat, chained to the wall in the dark, unable to sleep. Their backs were sore, their heads ached, they were hungry, they were thirsty. So what were they doing? Were they crying? Were they complaining? Were they shouting, "Let us out"? No. They were singing. Yes, singing.
We got you and me, brother. In his hands he's got you and me, brother. In his hands he's got you and me, brother. In his hands he's got the whole world in his hands.
The other prisoners couldn't believe their ears. They could hear the singing, but who could be singing in a place like this? And what were they singing? Hymns? Someone was singing praises to God in a prison? All the prisoners listened as the songs and prayers went on and on. Then they heard another noise, a low rumbling. At first it sounded as if it were far away. Then the rumbling got louder and louder and louder. Then the floor began to tremble and the walls began to shake. Then dust and dirt began to fall from the ceiling. Then bits of stone and mortar began to tumble. Everything was moving and shaking and falling. It was an earthquake. The chains fell off the wall. The bolts fell apart. Their hands and feet were suddenly loose. Then the doors fell open so the prisoners could escape. The jailer shouted as he ran towards the prison.
Oh no, the prisoners are all escaped and I'll get all the blame.
He reached the prison door. Fearing the worst, he took out his sword. And just as he was about to kill himself, Paul shouted,
Don't do it! It's all right. We're all here. Put down your sword.
The jailer was amazed and fell on his knees in front of Paul. He couldn't understand what had happened. He couldn't believe that all the prisoners were still there inside the prison. They hadn't run away after all. He knew Paul and Silas were followers of Jesus. Did that have something to do with what was happening? Is that why they were singing always in prison? Is that why they hadn't run away?
Sir, what do I have to do to be saved? How can I really live? How can I be like you? What do I have to do?
Trust in Jesus, follow him, and he will show you the way.
So Paul told him all about Jesus. The jailer was so excited that he took them both to his home so his family could hear about Jesus too. And that's the end of our story.